Generic greetings and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. In the previous episode we managed to put another floor in as well as sort out this, well essentially it's a septic tank. The plan is to have a shower and a toilet in here because a lot of people are dirty. As you can see it says dirty hands and grimy, and we need to sort that out. So we'll be pumping water from here up into the shower, into the toilet, and then all the wastewater will go into this area for later purification. If you don't think about these things now, then you'll have a nightmare later on. Also, I've read the comments and a lot of people saying this compost heap is in a bad place because it is making contaminated air, which as you can see is, well, contaminating this air around here, which is not good, so we are going to remove that. So let's just speed up to max speed. The plan for this episode is to get all of the water system put in. Actually, not all of it, because we won't be doing water treatment, but we will be doing the water pumping to actually pump it from this reservoir, which is starting to go down now, but this reservoir, and then we'll go up and into the shower and other such things. So that's what we'll be doing this episode. Let me just dig those two bits out as well, just because we can. We'll also say prioritize and max it out, and I want to have all this as max priority. I want to get this done as fast as possible. There we are. Also, this is where we're going to have our liquid pump. Now, because we don't really want to go inside here any more than we have to, we're going to actually run the pipe work out now. So a liquid pipe, which will go from the output there, as well as the electrical cable out this side, because once that's full of sewerage, we don't want to go in there to actually place all this stuff. So we'll sort of think ahead there. This outhouse as well, we will need to demolish at some point. So I will actually... do I want to clean it? The problem I have is that if at any point this toilet backs up, the water could flow down here and contaminate it. So maybe it might be a good idea to deconstruct this door and then put a manual airlock there, because that it seals atmosphere and pressure between the areas. So we can put that in here, and hopefully that'll stop stuff dripping out, because you don't want sewage dripping into your water supply. That historically has caused a lot of issues. So getting all this completed, that's okay. A lot of contaminated oxygen in here, but we should be able to clean that up at some point. We need to probably generate more power. We're not generating a lot of power, and even if we do have that going, I don't think we'll have enough power to finish the rest off, like to power everything we're going to have. Speaking of everything we're going to have, we need a shower, which we'll put in here, probably there, and then we'll have a lavatory just opposite about here. There we go. That's fine. Insufficient oxygen regeneration once more. In terms of oxygen, you can see we now have a air deodorizer. You can also have an electrolyzer, but we're just going to put another algae thing in here because that's just the way we do things. In terms of power, we will run another electrical cable down there. And we also need to prioritize as a max level this, which is putting the, well, essentially putting the stuff in. Let's do all of that. And that. I don't care about generating food just yet. We're okay for food. Actually, I say that. We haven't checked our jobs. So let's check our reports. Yesterday, generated more oxygen than we used and more food than we used. Fantastic. That's fine then. That's really all I needed to know. And there's our airlock. So we have now a manual airlock, which is good. We're on cycle 12, so we're not doing too bad. We do have a bit of a problem with Mystique stress, so we're going to actually change that to Mystique, so they'll get a nice little stress reduction on the massage table. Our toilet and lavatory is now put in. This is our liquid pump. I will say sweep everything at the bottom here because it's important that we get that out. If we don't, then we might have some issues later on coming to get it. So this is our shower and the lavatory. So the way these work is if you go to plumbing and over to pipes, you can see they have a green and a white. The white is output, so that's where stuff will come out. And then the green is obviously input. So what we need to do is we need to shift away the waste and we need to put in fresh water. So the waste we'll do first. So we'll pull that along and along here. Same for this one as well. They can connect up, so that's fine. And then these will come along like so. And then I could run it. Which is the best way of doing this? I want it to output about here. That's where I want the vent to be, so then it'll output there and then drop down. That's the plan. The question is, how do we get it there? Do we run it along this floor? Well, I think so, because we're going to be digging this out anyway, because it's nice algae and stuff. So I think we do want to do that. Prioritize that level 10. I know a lot of people have been saying that I click on this and I use the priority tool rather than actually prioritizing the jobs, which is a shame. It's just me getting used to it, or not getting used to it. Used to it is the case. Maybe. Is that red? That looks a bit reddish there, but it actually does say breathable, so that's fine. We'll go to max speed here. And go to red alert. Toggle red alert. Duplicates will enter a state of emergency and ignore their basic needs to work. I've never tried that. Never even activated that. Okay. So finishing off these, mining this area out, then we'll have the pipe coming along. Like so. And then into there. So that's our waste. Alright. Then that should be us. Let's say dig that. That should already... Is it already set? It probably is set to dig. So... We got a lot of people... 2 people running now, so that should generate enough oxygen. That's fine. Still got a bit of contamination around here, but hopefully we'll be able to fix that. And then... I'm not going to manually override their jobs. I think it's important that we finish off a lot of this stuff. I'm going to click on that, which is currently making... what's that? Is that... I'm going to cancel that bar, that mush bar. I want it to generate rice loaf over anything else. You can see these here. These can be harvested, so we will set these to harvest. There we are. So we've got nice little rice things. Well, not rice loaf, but they're like weird mealworm things. Then you harvest all of those, and you put them in the microbe musher. Lovely, lovely. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll actually have a toilet, which is most useful. This toilet is out of order and requires emptying. Oh, I don't like that. Cycle 12 report is ready. Let's have a look. We are generating more oxygen than we're using, more calories than we're eating, and power is okay. Right, that's fine. I mean, eventually this will come crashing down on our heads, I am sure. We will say deconstruct the toilet, and I don't know whether that's going to clean it first. I hope that it doesn't clean it. I hope it just deconstructs it, which it did, but it did leave some mess there, which is... let me just sweep that up, please. Yes, thank you. Because there's some poo there. We probably should, to be honest with you, it'll be in refinement, compost. We should put a compost heap somewhere. And maybe right out of the way, where we're never going to really see it. How about dig, priority 10, there, compost, there. There you go. So we've made a mess, we're aware of this. It says we've made a mess in here, but it should be getting cleaned up now. Prioritize sweep. We've already set that. There we go, sweeping that up. And I think they're more concerned about researching than putting in this stuff here. So let's go to prioritize maximum level and then prioritize all this, because we want to get this done. We could get another person, but I really, really, really do need to get this pipe done in first. Because if we don't get the pipe done, we don't have any toilet, and that means people are going to start pooing everywhere, which is not good. Obviously. So, plumbing, liquid pipe will come out here, it will come up, and we could run it along and then up, but I'm going to run it across the top and then into there. And you can see that it doesn't automatically connect to the next block. You manually do that. But because I've done it as is, like this, it should be all sorted. That's the waste connected up, as you can see. And they're just finishing this. That guy's obviously suffocating because there's nothing around here for him to breathe, but they will get there. There's some waste water there, contaminated water, which I don't know why it's there, but we'll sort that out later on. We might even mop it up. We could mop it up. I'm still waiting for those to pick those up. Why are they not sweeping it? Sweep those, please. Because if we don't sweep those, we will have a lot of problems going back in there once this is full of poo. Horrible. But we have to think about these things. Right, that guy wants to use the toilet and we can't. That's the problem now. Prioritize level 10. There we go. But that'll be the toilet sorted once these are in. And then we'll see exactly if this works or not. And if this is full of horribleness, then that's just how it is. Because what should happen is... Oh, we've made a mess. Have we made a mess? We've made a mess right in this corner. And... Oh, look. There's sludge everywhere. Mop it up. Mop it up, please. As level 6 priority. There you go. Mop up the poo. Happy days. I don't know how much stuff's at the bottom here, but it seems to be a lot. A lot of sand and a lot of other things. This pump won't work, by the way, when it's just in air. Like, it won't pump air. It is a liquid pump. As you can tell by mousing over it. It's also got no power as well. But here we go. This is the final piece of the puzzle for our toilet. And all of the connections. And that person's just... Oh, don't say no! Oh, they've just taken a dump there and now it's dropped into our water supply and contaminated it. Well, thank you very much. Can I mop up the bottom bit there? We might be able to mop it up. And for some reason, it's splashed all the water on here. This is where the game starts falling down, you see. Where we have a lot of issues. I think we're going to get another replicant now. Replicant, whatever. We've got construction and medicine. This is Viola. We got Ernstine? Athletics, tinkering. And then, ooh, a level 8 miner, which is good at everything. But they can't do research and they can't cook. But they're pretty much good at digging. I didn't mind the runner. Bottomless stomach. I do think we do need another athletics and tinkering. That might be quite good. Can't cook or research. Well, I'm not really bothered about that. It's a bit like a... I think I'll go with Rosalind because they are very good at... Well, just about everything, actually. They turn up and then fall asleep. Actually, probably not a good time to get them. Let's go to furniture and then cot. Place another cot in there. We are trying to... We're going to have to sweep this. Sweep. Oh, mop rather. Level 10. Priority. And there we go. Look at all the water, though. It's flowing around. Can you see that? This is where the like water thing with the game goes a bit haywire. Let's just place a block there and hopefully it'll fix the problem. Prioritize level 10. They're mopping underwater, which actually has worked. It's got rid of the contamination. This has now stopped the water flowing. And, oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see. The water is working. Like, see the water pipes? Like, all bulging up, very cartoony-like. And look at that. You can still see their eyes in the toilets. And then flushy, it goes down, and they're now relieved. But if we go over to our... liquid plumbing, you can see we now have blue coming up from here. This is fresh water into here. And then contaminated water is coming out and it should flow into here. Ha 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 ha! Right. Why did it sound like Eddie from bottom there? Ah ha ha ha! Oh dear, oh dear. Right. That should be that sorted, really. I think that's our water system. Oh yeah, there you go. It's starting to drip and yep, it's now getting filled with contaminated water. Which is what we used this for in the first place. And that's now contaminated as well. I don't know why that's contaminated. I don't know why that's got water in it in the first place. I know why that's contaminated. It's got that there. But I didn't know these algae things contaminated. Let's mop that up. Because we're trying to, you know, keep things separate and fresh. That's got... Hang on, that's... No, you know what? Cancel. What they're trying to do is mop up the water constantly. And that'll go down and down and down and down and down. Which obviously is not going to work. Anyway... That is now getting filled up with, well, horribleness. We've cleaned this up. Ah, and that person's narcoleptic and they just went doof and fallen asleep. But, as you can see, it's now working. We now have a fully functioning plumbing system in here. I'm pretty happy with that. I am very happy with that indeed. Right, in terms of research, how are we doing? We are going for interior decor, almost there. We will have to... I think we'll go eventually for... Well, we've got manual airlocks, but what other airlocks can you get in research? I think you can get... Can you get automatic ones? I'm guessing so. Hydro fan displays a small amount of the heat. Well, we don't have to worry about heat really for the time being. The game isn't really in that state. Manual airlock. I don't know if you can get anything other than that. But either way, we are outputting oxygen. Batteries are probably okay, but we might be able to get some more. Maybe put another tiny battery in. Might be worth it. Just to store more. I think it would be important. Actually, what's more important is we get that bed up and running. That research centre is idle, according to this, which we know because we're only doing very basic research. But at least we got the shower put in. The question is, how long will this water last? And by the look of it, not very long indeed. Not very long at all, actually. Look at that. That's not good. Research is complete, though, which is good. So we can go to research and... Ooh, what's this? Electrolyzer. Biodistiller culverts slime into algae and also sand and get... I'll use the sand to purify water, which is something we need, so we're going to research that. Because we do need to think about water recycle rather than what we're doing at the moment, which is just using it and then dumping the rest in there. So... the question is, how do we get this water into here? Well, we're going to have to pump it. And what is the best way of pumping it? Well, I think it is... probably mine this big block out. Get rid of this for a start, because it's all nice copper ore. Let's go to max speed here. Get rid of that. Dig down. Put a ladder in. Get a pump in. And then pump it up and around. Can we do that? We probably can. It also means that we could put another floor around here. Not a big fan of that, though. I also don't like this water here. See all this water all the way along? It's not much water. But it's enough. And we are using this water faster than I would perhaps like. I think one of the solutions is to drain this, and the fastest way to drain it is to just put a thing across here. So what I'll do, manual airlock. Ah, you can't do it that way. Okay, I'm gonna have to deconstruct. Priority 10 on 9. Get rid of those and build a manual airlock. Priority 9, like that, and then we'll get rid of. So when stuff drips down here, it's not going to flow back through this airlock. That's the point. Dig into here, all of the water will then drip down into this area. That's the fastest way of doing it, and I don't think there's enough water in there to pump it anywhere. So we'll go to ladder, and then say priority of 6, and then do that. And that is the very, very, very short-term fix for what we're doing here. We've got our report ready, which is okay, generating good oxygen. We haven't got a lot of power wasted, but we're generating some. Calories are on positive, but not a great deal, which is worrying. And there's a minor stress change, which is good. So it's just Rosalind with a bit of stress, so we'll just say you assigned to Rosalind. We'll click on this and harvest it. We do need, as people have pointed out, some more planter boxes, and I think we'll go for that in a moment. We'll say planter boxes, high priority actually. In terms of water, not too bad. I'm very happy that this plumbing system works. So how is our... Oh yeah, that's filling up with horribleness. Maybe this is a bit too big of a tank. Don't think we really needed it that big. But, you know, it is what it is. This ladder is almost completed. It will get there eventually. With these ones, we'll say... these mealwood seeds. What's this blossom seed? It yields 1 bristle blossom per harvest, which is 1,000 calories. And max harvests 5. I think we'll go for this because then we're producing food, and we've got more seeds that way. I think that's important that we do it that way. Okay, there we are. Some people have pointed out this floor lamp. We could get rid of it and then shuffle the beds to left and actually put some ceiling lamps on, because if we go over to furniture, we now have ceiling lamps, as you can see. And these are really good because look at that. They really do put a lot of light out, but obviously they produce more higher up because they're in like they are actually a spot rather than a global thing, which I'm not a big fan of. I wish there was a global light rather than like a sort of 45-degree down thing. Well, it's like 90-degree angle, isn't it, down in total? So we'll sort that out at some point. Here's our ladder almost completed. Don't know what the priority is. Our batteries are full, which is good. We're not storing that rice loaf for some reason. They just dump it there. Oh, there we go. There goes the water. Now, this is where the game is probably going to die because it doesn't like this water simulation stuff too much. But it's all dripping in, and actually, that's filling up more than I thought. It might start flowing into this side, and if it does, we'll have to think about that. Think about fixing it. But that's all flowing. Like I said at the start of the series, once they fix a lot of these issues, I wouldn't even say a lot of these issues, but once they, you know, progress with it and fix a lot of the issues with like the flows of water and the way the oxygen flows work and all that sort of stuff and the atmospheres, it'll be an absolutely marvellous piece of kit. Very complex though, I guess. We have a food shortage, which is quite worrying, so we're going to set this to produce as much of this bar as we can. We can also go into we haven't got a mess table. We use stress while you eat, but we could go for, well, we haven't got a refrigerator or a cooking station. Actually, we can't do either of those. Anyway, there's water filling up. That's quite nice. That should be that sorted. We will eventually need to perhaps increase the height of this, because at the moment it's just dripping in here and I don't like that. I think we're gonna have to block that off. I'd rather have it fill up here rather than in here. I think the water's about done in terms of its flow. Look, there's a little bit left, but it will fill up to there. And there's the pump going. That's okay. So what are most people doing at the moment? Well, they are mainly running on here to generate power. This one is ready for harvest, which we will harvest. I think after the next cycle, we'll move these beds to the left, because we're probably close to another... Oh, yes, we are close to another duplicant. In fact, we are very, very close indeed, as you can see. In fact, it is now. There we go. We can have another duplicant if we really wanted to. But I've got, what, 6 people so far? So maybe... I don't think I really want any more than that. Go to priority. Set that as highest priority. And finish that off. How is this filling up? That's filling up okay. A lot of contaminated water. But remember, we can sort that out later on. I don't know why this isn't being mined. We'll say prioritize max. And mine that out. Harvest all of these. Harvest, harvest, harvest. That one says overheated. Really? I'm very surprised. It's stifled because it's overheated. Is it because it's near the light? It might be because it's near the work light, or because we've got a lot of stuff in here. It's sort of okay now. But it was really, really problematic. I don't know why that was the case. Oh, well. Cycle 15 report is ready. Generating lots of food generated. And oxygen is okay as well. So that's fine. I don't know where we go from here. Well, we haven't really done the gas stuff, but we don't need to at the moment. Like we've done it so that all of the bad air goes to the bottom, and we're generating air in around here. So that's all right. What I think we do want to go ahead and do though is deconstruct that and deconstruct both of these beds like that. Prioritize that. And then build cots at max, not max speed, but max priority. And then we'll get some lights put in. Now, whether or not we put lights... Will that do? That'll do. There we are. And put those in. And then obviously we'll have to wire those up. So, where would it be? Power. Electrical wires. Along and down. So we're generating enough, but only just. Look at that, only just. We will eventually need to get some... probably... That's been unassigned. Let's assign these to people. Oop. There we are. Eventually we'll have to focus on getting maybe another person and then... I don't know. Not really too sure. Let's deconstruct these here and we'll get some proper manual locks in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Problem with this though is that we now won't get ambient flow, and that's important to understand. So actually, you know what? Maybe it is best that I get rid of that manual airlock, because if I have those like that, what will happen is that we will not be able to... Well, all of this air out here, if we start getting a vacuum in here, because, or not a vacuum, but if we're breathing in and out, breathing in and out, breathing in and out, what will happen eventually is this will fill up with carbon dioxide and it won't propagate out and down. Whereas if we leave these ones, it will actually flow naturally in and out. So that's probably important to... That's probably something we want to focus on, actually. This is where we start having to deal... If you want manual control, you're going to have to... oh, God, that's wrong. If you want manual control, you are going to have to... that's overheated again. You're going to have to... focus on all of the plumbing stuff, so gas pipes and things like that. We haven't got a medical cop, which we don't really need. In terms of stress, we've got Mystique on 36%, so we're going to assign that to Mystique, so they can have a bit of a rest. It's strange that is overheated. I don't know why. I'll deconstruct that. See, these are growing, but they don't require lights. I just don't know why that is overheated. Is everyone overheated in here? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be. We don't have a hand sanitizer. We are trying to get that, but we need raw metal and bleached stone. See, the way they've focused the game on is like when you first start, all the basic resources are here, but the further you go, the more like rarer you like the resources are. Bleach stone. I don't fancy going into that. Gas here and hydrogen and all that contaminated water. Some people did say we could have just drilled down into this contaminated water, but you can see there's also contaminated oxygen. I really don't want to go into them pockets. It's just not something I want to deal with, to be quite honest with you. Also coal as well, which you can get coal power plants. I don't have them. What's the best way to fix that problem? Well, we don't even need these manual airlocks anymore, to be completely honest with you. Because of the way things are going now, because all of the water's dropped down. We don't even need them. Cycle 16 report, loads of calorie generation and good oxygen generation. What I'm going to do then is say this one, which is currently fabricating mush bar, I'm going to cancel that. Because it's not as good as the other stuff. Do we get another replicant? I don't know. There's our lights popping on here. These are overheated, so we're going to have to sort that out. But we don't really have any temperature control. So I don't know what the solution is. Maybe, do I open that? Will that, if I open that door, will that... There you go. You can see we've got nice flow coming out now. Maybe that'll cool it down. Yes, it is cooling it down. Look, it's trending downwards. No, it's not. I'm lying. having them in here where everybody's running is not working out. I don't know what the solution is. Ah, we're also out of algae. That's never good. Right, what we're going to have to do then is harvest. Oh, actually, it'll be dig. All of this. Like that. And let's see what we can do. Because that's our only way of currently generating oxygen. If we run out of that, we're screwed. What's the other way of generating algae? I don't know. There's loads here as well that we could probably harvest. If we go for a ladder, like that, and then dig. Dig all of this. Actually, I should have really put that as a high priority, shouldn't I? The plan was always to dig this stuff out. That is pretty much dug out. A lot of algae now. So we're moving past the... And why is that not done? That's because it's unreachable. If we remove that, we should be able to get in there. As soon as that's gone, we should be able to walk in and get this side. Yeah, there we go. Done. And then this one. No, they're not bothering. Fine, thanks. So the microbe musher. Do we really need algae in here? It's probably using a lot of water in here, and we might not need it. It's actually using a lot of water and a lot of algae. So maybe we'll disable them. I don't know, we toggle them on. No, you just pull the algae off. I don't know. Who knows? But this is filling up with carbon dioxide, which we sort of knew. How's our research doing? Getting close. We've got electrolyzer there, which you can steady supply of oxygen for piped in water. But then we have the all water issue. Like we have to recycle what we've got, and I don't know if you get. I don't know if it's lossless or not. I really don't know. I'm not too sure. But the only way to find out is to keep building. Or do we keep building? That's the question. There's always supposed to be a mini-series, and I think it's starting to get a little bit problematic with this base. If I was to rebuild it again, I would... there's a couple of things I would do differently. I think the water supplies work perfectly fine. I would probably put stuff a bit closer together and not use so many resources on... Actually, I think I would build it in the same way. I just wouldn't put these... I'd put all the planters in one go, and the next one would be all generators, and I would have it more industrial, and then agricultural, and then, like, for people, things like that. That's what I would probably go with, rather than the way we've got now. But overall, I think it's not too bad. The problem with this stuff being... The problem with this stuff overheating... No, that's unreachable, which is a shame, so I'm just going to cancel it. Don't really care about that one bit. Problem with stuff overheating is that I don't have the research for temperature modulation, which is dissipates a small amount of heat, and then thermo, which is outputs heat immediate in vicinity, which is cools the gas pipe through it. Dissipates a small amount of heat. So it is just a little fan that you can sit anywhere. So we'll probably put a hydro fan thing around there if we generate that. If we place that. This pump's going out alright. The water supply is pretty good. I think we're okay there. Right. Just trying to think what else we need to place. We probably need to assign someone for stress. We've got Rosalind stressed. Coming up to the micromanagement stuff now. Air deodorizer. Have we still got bad air? We have a little bit of bad air near the toilet, but you would sort of expect that, right? For the most part, though, stuff's flowing fine. Biodistiller. Hand sanitizer would be good. there is our research done. I'm going to go for gas piping, then we can go for temperature modulation. This is now a biodistiller, converts slime into algae, and produces a steady supply of oxygen piped in water, and then finally water purifier. It uses sand to purify contaminated water. So that is in refinement, and there it is, sand. It takes in sand, and then you get purified water out of it. So we can place it there, really. Why can't we place it there? It's strange that we can't place it there. Why not? Does it need to have a gap above it? It might do. Well, I could always dig this bottom bit out. I don't fancy that, though. Yeah, why can't that be placed there? Have we got something there? Or is it because it's sand? Maybe we need tile there. Let's try and prioritize that. See what happens. And then over to refinement. Yes, it was that. So that can go in there, but what I'll do first is take our power cable along first. And we will have to... do we have to worry about the plumbing? Or do we not? No, actually the plumbing's fine, because where we're going to place this plumbing for refinement, which is in the left and then out the other side, we then just don't have to connect it up. And that's our liquid pipe there. Like that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Job done. I'll just prioritise all that. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. That's not too bad at all. Next episode, probably the last one of this mini-series, but we'll see how it goes. I will purify the water and then get it sent back into here. We might... No, actually, we'll send it back into here, then we'll pump this water into this reservoir. And that'll be like a really big, like, bit of pumping, I think. Yeah, something like that. We'll see how it goes. As always, though, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.